Excellent. With this Bible verse being finished by Alexandra, we continue. We continue our sessions today, and as you have it in your schedule, and as we mentioned in the beginning of the day, we're going to talk now about monkey business or about management. And fortunately, we do not have to translate it into Russian because monkey business does not have a direct correlation with any of the Russian idiomatic expression. I would say the closest would be Martyshkin trud, which means like something being done in vain or something actually it's fairly close, yeah, but not exactly. But when we talk about monkey business, it basically means when things go wrong because of your managerial situations, when you organize everything in the wrong way, when you allow for some indiscretions to take place in your relationships, in your organization. In this case, monkey business happens. And as in every science, and Mr. Daniel Abu will confirm this, we usually begin with definitions. And the first definition that I would like for us to tackle will be the definition of the notion of management. So I believe that every one of us has some idea about management. Oh, and by the way, I had to mention we have a new member for our training, so welcome. So your name is Mariska. Mariska, very nice having you with us. Okay, so definition of management. So I will put it up front. There's no right or wrong definition. There are so many definitions of management that you, whenever you hit, you'll be right. The same way as, for example, being a linguist. Do you know how many definitions there is of a sentence? What is a sentence? But yeah, lots of, but how many definitions are there? More than one, definitely. I would say, how many? Many, but give me a number, just a random number. 7, 10, 30, 100, 300. There are 300 definitions of a sentence. Different linguists have different opinion what a sentence is. For example, snow, is it a sentence or a word? Even if it's and a sentence, yeah, if you put a period, that's right. And so there are many definitions. The same about management, very many definitions. Okay, give me just some of the characteristics of management. Skill, okay, skill, very good. Mr. Daniel. Okay, I'll put down because results, resources, very good, minimal, organization, very good, organization, control, very good. Okay, what else? This is all right. The management involves all those things, and results with best results, yeah, best results with minimum resources. That's another thing. Statistics, very good. Statistics, yeah, we need to keep record of things, yeah. Records, yeah, that's very good. By the way, this is something that is very important in management. That's why we also keep track of the academic records for the same reason. It helps in management. Okay, anything else? Goals, absolutely right, goals. Goals, yes, you cannot. Yeah, that's right. Okay, guys, you are perfectly on the right track concerning management. So we can, this is one of the definitions of management, okay? Not the only one, the only right one. It's the art of achieving goals through active support of other people. It does include resources, financial, managerial, people, human resources, everything, physical resources, but the art. I guess I love the word art in this definition. Yeah, it's not Mrs. Ann, of course. Art, you love art. The art of achieving goals, and also through support of other people. There are always other people involved when you talk about management. And I guess this palm tree is in your way, right? Okay, there won't be a lot of things. And so in our school, that's what we have. We have people, and if you want to achieve goals for our students, for the school itself, to fulfill our mission, we have to involve all people. And also speaking about management, I love some of the ideas that so-called gurus of management or gurus of leadership sometimes throw our way. One of them is Stephen Covey, and in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he is writing this: you cannot manage people, you can only lead them. That's a very interesting thing, because we've just begun to talk about management, and we probably spoke, and all of us thought we manage people, we manage our students. But one of the key persons in managerial science and philosophies, he says, you cannot manage people, because people have their free will. They decide what they want to do and what they don't want to do. You can only encourage them. Yes, you can threaten them into doing something. You can motivate them into doing something, but you cannot really manage them. You can manage resources and so on and so forth. It's just for us to have this understanding and idea. So if we look at our school, it probably looks something like this, so that we could understand how management is working. We have the principal, we have vice principals, secretaries, teachers, we have teachers, we have students, we have parents. Okay, and that's give and take is our school. If you look at the International School of Tomorrow, okay, are you interested in our structure? By chance. Okay, we have the board of founders. By the way, who are the founders of the International School of Tomorrow? No, International School of Tomorrow, this organization. Me and Olga, yeah, it's me and Mrs. Olga. So we're the founders. The CEO, who is the CEO of our school? That's me. That's me. Then we have vice principals. Who are our vice principals? It's Olga, Julie, Miss Natalie. Actually, we also have Maria Ivana Zatsepina. She is our also vice principal, but we have like 2 levels of vice principals. So, but she's here. And anyway, we have a few more. Ekaterina Borisovna. Okay, she's also a vice principal. So that's where they are. At the level of vice principals, we have the chief accountant, Mrs. Nadezhda, and who is our deputy on operations, административно-хозяйственный отдел? Nikolai Gaevsky, that's right, that's him. And head of the school services department. No, she is the office manager. Okay, school services, this is the department that deals with trainings, conferences, seminars. Elena Ulyanova. Helen Ulyanova, who is the coordinator for this training. So she is the head of the school services. And again, for your information, we work as 2 organizations, International School of Tomorrow and Stock Company School of Tomorrow in the CS and the Baltic States. Mrs. Helen Ulyanova, she's also the director of this other organization, and this organization deals with curriculum. You see, we already deal with management because we have all this managerial level. Then, of course, we have national staff program. These are teachers. We have distance ed teachers. Do you know how many distance ed teachers we have? About 45. About 45. Our staff of distance education, not a lot. Oh, you know what? No, I'm misleading you. Then there are 90 teachers. 90 teachers there. That's right. 90 teachers because we have 5,000 students, online students. Of course, we have accounting staff, service staff, which is our cleaning staff, and sales and operations. Actually, School of Tomorrow staff, of course. These are you, okay? Supervisors, monitors, teachers who work with the School of Tomorrow program. And we have students and parents in every area and so on and so forth. Again, this is an organization. And in order for this organization to function properly, again, we have to avoid monkey business. Okay, going back, some of you, of course, have been through this session many more than once, but just to reiterate, so what a monkey is. So a monkey is what? Is a responsibility, yeah. And when we say monkey is a responsibility, for example, I can, if I were a vice principal in my case, and you were teachers, so of course, what I do as a vice principal, I go around and say, okay, I think this is your monkey. Okay, so this is your monkey. Oh, poor monkeys. Yeah, you see, I'm dropping monkeys. That's a good illustration because you want this one? Okay, look at this. That's a good example. I was going to talk about it later, but you see, we love small little itty bitty monkeys because they're so cute, they're so nice, they're so beautiful. But I will say, Alexandra, okay, this is your monkey. Okay, Mirjana, you have lots of projects. This is your monkey. Yeah, yes. Okay, this is a monkey for you. And you know, sometimes that's what happens. You give a monkey to somebody and they say, I don't like this monkey. I want a different one. Which means, if we talk about somebody's, let us say, talents and somebody's drive for something, we need to really listen to a person. And maybe just if they're good at some things, let's say this will be for you. But you know what? Because you're also teaching, this is also your monkey. Well, you see, because sometimes, yes, you and Mr. Daniel Abu, okay, this is yours. I'm sorry, you have a big one because, and then all of the rest of you say, oh, what about us? Don't worry, we have more. We have more. These monkeys, I've been collecting, by the way, these monkeys, they come from all around the world. No, they're still young in this. They need small monkeys, because if you give a person a big monkey right away, it might discourage a person. You need to grow them into feeding bigger monkeys. Okay, here's yours. Okay, Mr. Lawrence, okay, you can handle probably a couple of monkeys. Okay. So, a monkey is a responsibility. Then, of course, all of us, whether you're a principal, a vice principal, a teacher of the national program, a teacher of art, a School of Tomorrow supervisor, monitor, we all have our responsibilities and our monkeys. And monkeys, they can be, okay, of two ways. They can be implied and they can be delegated. What is an implied monkey? If you're a supervisor, we mentioned in the previous session, what are your responsibilities as a supervisor? Teaching, motivating, controlling, disciplining, character development. So these are your implied monkeys. You're a teacher, that's what you need to do. Delegated, it might be that, Mrs. Tatiana, we're having the student convention and we need beautiful costumes. Do you think we can come up with good costumes? And Mr. Tatiana says, yes, because she's a great designer of costumes. And this is her passion. And I know that if this monkey is delegated to her, can we have good costumes? This is a delegated monkey. She will say absolutely yes. And so this monkey, when she says yes, so this is again the delegated monkey. All right, again, these are definitions. And each monkey has to have two things. Number one, like a car has insurance, a monkey has to have an insurance, which means that each monkey has to be fed. And that's another thing that we need to do. We'll just take care of it in a little bit. And second thing that each monkey has to have is a round-trip ticket. A round-trip ticket means that when, for example, Anastasia, I delegated to you a monkey, let us say, could you please prepare a song with the students for tomorrow morning? And you have one day, so what you do at the end of the day after preparing the song with the students? What would you do with, how would you communicate with the person who delegated this monkey to you? Exactly, that's the round trip. That's the round trip. The minimum round trip, you should call, message, and say, Mr. Len, the song is ready. Okay, and for me, it's great. I got my round trip ticket. I got my feedback. And I will say, in the world of management and in the world of organization, this feedback or round trip ticket is one of the most important things. Because imagine that I ask you to prepare a song, and like it happened to me yesterday, my mom calls me and I'm driving and I tell my mom, I'll call you. I promise not to forget to call you back. You know what? I never called her. I just remembered a minute ago, 5 minutes ago, before the session, I think the next break, I need to call her right away because I never did it. Which means something, she probably wanted to convey something important to me and I failed it. And the same way, we people, we forget. And you might forget, I might forget. And then tomorrow morning we come, we have a gathering, an assembly, and say, Miss Anastasia, bring the keys for the song. And Miss Anastasia, oh, sorry, I forgot. And now it goes, everything is ruined. So the round trip ticket gives me an assurance. And that's how I deal with it. If I don't get the round trip ticket, of course, I will call and I will find out, but it should not be the case. This is already a little bit of an indiscretion, because the ideal situation when you got the monkey and, like you said, you either show me the song or at least tell me the song is ready. And this is perfect. Okay, so round trip ticket and insurance that it is done. So I need to be sure that, yes, if the monkey is delegated or the monkey is implied, if you're a supervisor, I must know as a vice principal that everything is running properly. So that's the trust we build between each other. Okay, and then of course this monkey feeding is fulfilling those responsibilities. We have, okay, those bananas, and depending on the size of the monkey. So some of you, like Mr. Daniel Abu, he teaches as a supervisor, he teaches science. You need more resources, okay, for your monkeys. If you are just a beginner, by the way, this is a bonus for you. You can keep those, you don't have to return them. You can keep them or preferably eat them. Okay, for some of you, yeah, it's okay to feed the monkeys. It's a smaller thing. Okay, you can still, yeah, but it should be those resources should be enough, okay, for the monkeys to be fed. And as an organizer, if you want your student to do something, or if you're a vice principal, you want your teachers to do something, you need to give them enough resources. 2 monkeys. Okay, 2 monkeys, all right, as you say. Okay, okay. Sometimes, yeah, you've got your, okay, no, you need to do this for, okay, for a snack. So Mariska, just a second, I'll give you one as well. So as a manager, you need to provide enough resources for your staff, for your colleagues, okay, to be able to feed this monkey. Whether it is time, because sometimes I want it here and now, and you know this project will take 2 days. So that would be improper, again, an indiscretion in management. So, but monkey feeding is important, and we spoke with you about implied monkeys and about delegated monkeys. Both have to be fed. Now, in this process of monkey feeding, when monkey business happens, it happens with some indiscretions that we allow to come into our relationships and into our practices. One of them is laziness. Laziness. I guess we all can look at what we do, how we do things, and maybe some of us can relate. I can relate sometimes to, you might say, Mr. You? Yes, me. Sometimes I can relate to laziness, because to me, laziness when you attend, again, to little itty-bitty monkeys that are easy to feed, when I know that I should not be feeding this monkey. Carelessness, when you just really, it's okay, it'll be, let it be this way. In Russian, it'll be "и так сойдет." Okay, so that's another thing where when indiscretion happen, because we work as a part of a team, and if others see that you really don't care about details and those things are not taken care of, it again brings in some disruptions in our relationships, in our work. And then familiarity. That's something that I address once in a while in our organization. Familiarity, there's an expression that you might know, familiarity breeds contempt. Familiarity means that you want to be buddy-buddy with everybody. I'm always saying, I'm for good relationship with people. They shouldn't be, like the Bible says, do not put yourself over other people just because of your position. But it doesn't mean that there should not be a professional relationship between us. And so if this familiarity creeps into our relationship, then again, indiscretions happen. And if we allow certain attitudes, if we allow bad words to happen even in private conversations, so all these things, they are akin to familiarity, and they finally destroy proper atmosphere in our organization, in our case, in our school. Another indiscretion that might take place, anybody can relate to procrastination? Unfortunately, I raise my hand as well. Sometimes it does happen, because what happens with procrastination? When procrastination happens, your monkey that is hungry, it wants to eat, 1 day, 2 days, thank you, Ms. Janna, it dies. The monkey dies. When monkeys die, when something was not done in time and in the right, by the right time, so the monkey begins to emit bad odor, bad smell. And first, your colleagues feel it, then your parents feel it. Sometimes even the Department of Education feels it, because parents write a letter to the Department of Education about your school. So, sorry. That's, poor monkey died. Poor monkey died, yeah. So that's, again, one of the indiscretions that might really mar, okay, the whole situation in your school. Another thing, yeah, that's the poor monkey. Another thing that might happen is, I'll call it improper elimination of the monkey. Improper elimination of the monkey. For example, I give an assignment to, let us say, to Mrs. Inga, and I ask you to, let us say, to organize a chapel, which is like a classный час. That's what a chapel for the students. For the students of your learning center, because we say there will be repairs in the main auditorium, so every learning center does it separately. And I ask you to do it. Next morning, I come to your learning center and you say, and I expect to see the chapel, because I, for example, came to sing a song together with the students. And all of a sudden, I see that you do the regular morning opening in the learning center, and I'm asking, Mrs. Inga, where's the chapel? I say, oh, Mr. Len, you know what? I decided that since we're going to have a big chapel next week anyway, I decided not to do it today. So what did you do, or what did the person do in this case? A person eliminated the monkey. There was a responsibility delegated, and the person decided, I'm gonna eliminate the monkey. So who has the right to eliminate the monkey? The giver of the monkey. So also remember this. Only the giver of the monkey can say, oh, Miss Inga, in an hour I come up to you and say, oh, Miss Inga, I'm sorry, I forgot. The repairs will be done today. We transferred the big chapel for tomorrow. Don't do the chapel. So then I eliminate the monkey. Exactly. Or you can come. Yeah, that would be right. Exactly. Perfect, perfect. Yeah. If you come, if for example, something is happening that is interfering with your ability to do it on this particular day, you come to the giver and you discuss, you make arrangements, and then it's taken care of. So just remember, only the giver of the monkey has the right to eliminate the monkey. Okay. And another area that might be that has to be addressed is being the monkey picker-upper. The monkey picker-upper is a person who probably, and some of us, unfortunately, fall into this category, especially when we don't trust people. When we believe, I'm the only one who can do it right. All the rest of you, you cannot do it right. Only me. So what happens to this person? He begins to collect monkeys from everywhere. And let us imagine the situation. Mr. Daniel, would you mind being a husband? Okay, and okay, Tanchka, let me just have you as a wife. Okay, so the husband is at home. You can sit down. Yeah, he came from work. It's 5 a.m. Somehow today he had an easy day. PM, sorry, not 5 a.m. No, sorry. Oops. No, if it comes at 5 a.m., that'll be a different story here, okay? No, let's do the 5 p.m. story, all right? 5 p.m. story, okay. And his wife, who is a teacher, a supervisor at the School of Tomorrow, she's still at school, and she is still there doing her goal check. No, come, her goal check, because she believed, no, go ahead, go. She believed that her monitor was not capable of doing it, all right? Then she saw that, the desks are not cleaned up. She's cleaning up the desks. She comes and picks up another monkey, and still another, and another, because she sees all those things that are not being done right, okay, in the school, and she is trying to take care of all those things, and she collects all those monkeys, and she collects them, and finally she comes home to a hungry husband. And she comes to him, and of course he expects what? Food. What she's doing, she's beginning to give him first monkey. She said, oh, my mind is not doing it right, or the cleaning is not done, or my principal didn't do this, my vice principal, and she keeps giving him the monkeys that she collected. So finally, the hungry husband, he stands up, and just do what I'm asking you to do now. He stands up, and he does like, okay, ready? He does like this, and he says, you will never work in this school again.
You will never work in this school again. You will sit at home. No more working for you.
Okay, big round of applause to both of you. Okay, can you give the monkeys now to proper owners? Okay, that's one of the hazards of being a monkey picker-upper. Yeah, one of the hazards. You might not get the same monkeys, but get whatever you can. All those monkeys have to do with academics, with the students, with your parents, with your responsibilities. And so being a monkey picker-upper, yeah, it does bring all those hazards, okay, to your family, to you personally, because number one, these people might become a bottleneck, especially when you're in management, when they say, the moment you hear somebody say, everything goes through me. Oi, that's a good thing. Oi. The moment you hear that, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign that a person becomes a bottleneck, because things begin to slow down. You cannot just control everything. You have to trust people. Secondly, burnout. You probably experienced in your life people who say, I cannot do it anymore. especially in our teaching professions, we have lots of people who just have a burnout because they just too many monkeys to feed. That's why I'm an ardent advocate of balance in life. That's why we have to have fun in school. We have to have hard work. You have to have proper vacation. You have to go places, travel, because this is the only way not to burn out and to be effective in your ministry and in your work. And number 3, these people who are monkey picker-uppers, they limit others, because if you are the only one who can do it right, then other people finally get lazy and they say, oh, if you can do it, be my guest, do it, do it. If all you can do it, do it. For me, for example, was very difficult and still difficult to give out photography. It's a little cute monkey that I love with all my heart, but I know that I have to give it out, because unless I give it out to David, who is just as good a photographer, even better in some areas. You should see his work as a sports photographer, amazing sports photography. But I know that if I do it, then of course a lot of things, quite a bit more is being done. And so we have a lot of things covered this way. So, and this way we do not limit others, because they can also develop their talents, their gifts, and so on and so forth. And speaking of monkey business, in order to avoid those indiscretions, we need to learn to return the monkey to the right person. Because, you know, monkeys have one little feature or characteristic. You know what they like to do? Imitate, that's right. They also like to climb up. Because, you know, it's very easy when you feel the task, probably it will be difficult for me. What people tend to do, they can just come to the boss and say, look, I don't really know how to do it. And then finally the boss says, all right, okay, I'll take care of it. And the person, done. So what happens in this case, again, an indiscretion took place. So wrong dealing with the situation took place, because what I didn't allow you to develop your skills in handling this problem. If I listen to you and I say, look, Anastasia, okay, here's some more resources for you. I believe you can do it. That's the right way to do it. If you feel that a person needs counseling, maybe needs another person on the team, maybe needs some extra money, okay, maybe sometimes motivation, right? Sometimes just an assurance you can do it. Yeah, it'll be different in different cases, but that's the right way to deal with it. And the same way with the students. No, that's all right. That's all right. That's monkey business. We are in monkey business today. That's all right. It does happen. It does happen. And so you need to probably have such a card on your desk or wherever you're in your phone. At no time will your problem become my problem, for then you won't have a problem. And I love to help people with problems. Okay, so in other words, as a manager, as a supervisor, as a teacher, you want to help students, your colleagues, your subordinates, to solve their problems, to feed their monkeys. Of course, the Bible says, feed my sheep. That's what Jesus said. But in our case, we feed the monkeys and we help others do it. And here are some of the things that you might also jot down for yourselves. The seven habits of a successful manager. Of course, if you Google it, you'll probably find hundreds and hundreds of those lists of a successful manager, but just some of them. Make your to-do list, which is a common thing. Just prioritize what is important for you to do today. Establish priorities. That's the second one. And that's when for example, what I'm guilty with, as probably some of us, I tend to put easy things on the top of the list, which is wrong. should be harder things to put on the top of the list, because they are usually priorities that are harder things to do. Delegate where appropriate. Delegate where appropriate. And here's my question: when do you know it's time to delegate? Okay, I'll use Mr. Dmitri's monkeys. Yeah, but when do you think it's time for me to delegate this monkey to somebody? Go ahead. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, that's right. I guess you had the same idea. When you feel this monkey is already too easy for you and somebody else can do it. That's right. And for somebody, for example, if for me this monkey is not a challenge anymore, but I know for Miss Anna it is a challenge, then I explain to her how to do it, give her the monkey. Maybe again, for the beginning, she might need some extra resources to feed the monkey, and I give her extra resources, but I delegate because for me, it's not a challenge anymore. It's not my professional growth anymore, but for her it is. You're right. So if it's too easy for you to do, it's time to delegate, whether to students or to somebody else. Okay, Mr. Dmitry did not mean to pick up your monkeys, and you'll deal with Anya yourself, right? Number 4, develop people under you. In our case, it is students. Again, give them opportunities to grow in different areas. And in my I've been with the School of Tomorrow in management since 1993, so it's basically 30 years. I will say that I found out how blessed it is when you give somebody this opportunity and they grow and they develop something that is beyond what you could have done. And I have so many cases like Miss Natalie Stafeeva. She developed this school TV, which was for a number of years when we had an operator from South Africa, and he was a professional guy. We had great TV for the international school, and everybody picks up different things, and it is their development. Discover your staff's strengths. We also mentioned in the beginning that like Tanishka, when she said, I don't want this monkey, I want another monkey, it can be interpreted that probably she has a gifting in this other area. And so if you know that this is her gift, give it to her, because she's going to flourish, she's going to blossom with those things. Number 6, help people solve their problems. Okay, that's again the statement that we all recorded. May not your problem become my problem, but I love to help people with problems, so help them. So in other words, you shouldn't just say to people, I don't care, you do it. Not the right thing. This is demotivating. You help, you talk, you give extra resources, like Anastasia said, even encouragement, so that might be very helpful. And the last one, do it now. That's about procrastination. Or rather about anti-procrastination. Do it now. Some things really work out well when you do it now, and once it's done, you feel free. You feel you're flying because it's done, it's behind you. So do it now. So these are some things that might be helpful. Types of workers. We have different types of workers. The best type is he takes the initiative, he does it, and he reports, gives a round-trip ticket to the boss. The second one, who asks what to do, does it properly, and gives a report. Also a good type of worker. Another type of worker, you have to tell them what to do. Until you tell them, they're not doing it. And there's the worst type of worker that should not be on your team, the one you have to find him to tell him what to do. If that's the one, that he probably should not be on your team. The second one can grow into this, the first one. The third one, with some reservations, can grow into second type, who is asking what to do. But the fourth one is probably the one who prefers, and I had people on our team, they're not working for us anymore, when they say, don't pay me a good salary, but don't make me do a lot of stuff. We say, no, not interested. No, we want people who want to serve, okay, the kids and to serve each other. Okay, and in one of the books that I read, Good to Great, can somebody help me with the name of the author? Good to Great. Can you Google it for me quickly? Good to Great. Not Stephen Covey this time. No. Good to Great is just if you put Good to Great, the name of the author will come up. Yeah, James Collins. Yeah. So he is the one who wrote the book Good to Great and a number of other books, but Good to Great is his foundational book on management. And in this book, he makes a research on how to make an organization successful. And he says, he says, I will not do the Agatha Christie thing, which means to leave the disclosure of the plot to the end. I'll give it to you up front. He says, the most important thing is people. And he says, in order for your organization to really flourish and to be in the right place where you want it to be, in our case, it's the school, you have to have the right people on the bus. And they have to be seated in the right positions. The driver should be in the right place, and it should be the one who knows how to drive. The one who can help, let us say we have no navigation, but somebody who can navigate by the maps should be by the driver, and so on and so forth. So the right people on the bus is the important thing for, again, proper managerial situation. And coming to the book of Matthew 25-21, how do you grow in your professional development, and if you're interested to grow in the managerial hierarchy? Okay, and that's the principle that is described in Matthew 25. When the Lord said, it's a parable from Jesus Christ, when the Lord, which is the owner of, let us say, business, said, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. And then in Luke 16:10, the same principle. He that is faithful in what is least or little is faithful also in much. And that's how we grow. That's how God allows us to grow in our teaching, in our service, in our managerial things. And what do you think will be the reward for your good service? If you are faithful in small things, if you are faithful in big things, what is your reward? Bigger monkey. That's right. That's right. You know what? And by the way, so that you would know, it's a bigger monkey. It's a bigger monkey. Yeah. I tried to find a bigger monkey, so that's the only one that I was able to find. But robust gorilla. It's a bigger monkey. It means that God will give you more responsibilities. And also we have to remember this. From Luke 12:48, for unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. So before you decide to become a school principal, just remember, the more you're given, the more will be required from you. And this is a biblical principle, and it's a good one. So God bless you. I hope that in your quest for excellency, for good results for your students in your professional growth, you will be able to use all those principles in your life and to avoid monkey business in the Learning Center. Thank you. God bless you.